Weeks and weeks have passed, and the community, myself included, have been heavily anticipating and waiting for a way to access or farm the Hawkmoon with its random roll perk capabilities, and today we finally got that. What came as a pretty massive surprise to me though is we actually also got a Hawkmoon Masterwork catalyst after having pretty much, as far as I can remember, no real indication that Hawkmoon would have a catalyst at all, so I guess this is a pretty big plus. If you're a fan of the 140 RPM hand cannons, I think you'll really like this catalyst. It gives Hawkmoon the Ace of Spades treatment, where it gets a whole bunch of things for just playing the game. The catalyst, once you fully complete it and Masterwork Hawkmoon, increases your magazine size by 1, so 9 bullets in the mag. It also grants increased handling, reload speed, and weapon range based on the number of stacks that you have of Paracausal Charge. So essentially, for every headshot you get with the Hawkmoon, you're getting a myriad of stat increases, including weapon range, which is probably the most meaningful and significant of the three, being once again range, handling, and reload speed. Quickly, for those wondering if you can get higher stacks of Paracausal Charge because of the mag size, no, you cannot. 7 is still the highest you can get. It just gives you just a little bit more room for error. So to keep this video a little shorter, sweeter, just get to the fact that you guys want, I'm not going to be going over the reload speed and handling bonuses. I think that is something that you'll just naturally be able to intuitively feel while playing the game and using this Masterwork Hawkmoon. What I'm going to go over is probably what you want to know most if you're especially a 140 fan, and that's how each stack of Paracausal Charge is going to affect your range capabilities. So on my 66 range Hawkmoon, which has Hammer Forged on it, I got damage drop off starting at 31 meters. Now with one stack of Paracausal Charge, that increased by 1.5 meters, give or take. Again, this is really difficult to measure, these little half-meter steps, and trust me, there's a lot more of them to come, but it goes and boosts it to 32.5 meters of optimal damage. With 2 stacks of Paracausal Charge, that increased by about 1 meter, give or take once again, approximately, to 33.5 meters of optimal damage range. At 3 stacks of Paracausal Charge, I actually only got roughly a half-meter boost to my optimal damage range to 34 meters, and at 4 stacks of Paracausal Charge again, I got another, again, very approximately and roughly half-meter boost to range to 34.5 meters of optimal damage range. With 5 stacks, it seemed like it became even less than half a meter bonus. I want to say roughly 34.8 meters of optimal damage range. But again, this is tremendously hard to quantify and measure because Darcy, of course, only measures in whole units. So I'm doing my best to measure this, but it seems roughly in that range. With 6 stacks, it boosts it to about 35 meters. So again, it seems to get diminishing returns for each stack of Paracausal Charge, because even at 7 meters, there wasn't actually any increase to optimal damage range. It was, I assume, just the other traits of range that were being helped there, which of course is accuracy related for the most part. What this means is you're going to get the greatest gains from 1 to 3 stacks of Paracausal Charge, and then it's going to drop off pretty heavily from there on forward. However, in total, you're able to boost your optimal damage range from 31 meters to 35, which in the best case scenario is plus 4 meters. However, I think in most scenarios, you're going to probably land 1 to 3 headshots. I think that's pretty common, and you'll get at least a plus 3 meter gain, which is, again, pretty good. But for those of you that watch my videos frequently, you know that damage isn't the only dimension that range controls. It also really helps your accuracy, and that, of course, is your accuracy cone. So for every time you hit a headshot with this weapon, you're not only getting more damage at range, but you're also getting a tighter accuracy cone, which in a weird way kind of counteracts the bloom effect. So your accuracy cone is not going to flare out quite as much as it normally would when you hit headshots with this weapon, thanks to range and its contribution to the accuracy cone. And also, accuracy, which is influenced by range, also controls how likely your bullet is to go completely straight. And when it does go completely straight or fire within what's called the aim assist cone, your bullet is going to be aim assisted and most likely curved towards the head. So this affects your consistency and how likely you're going to be able to get headshots. And when you're firing at longer ranges, especially maybe against the ever popular 120s right now, it's harder to keep landing persistent headshots without a good range stat or without high accuracy like maybe on the 180 hand cannons. So this will actually help you get more 3 taps at longer range and land headshots more frequently. Hawkmoon already has a 93 aim assist stat, which goes to 100 with one hand cannon targeting mod. That means you have the widest aim assist cone possible on a hand cannon with Hawkmoon. Now that you have an accuracy boost for hitting headshots, which is going to counteract the bloom effect as you're in the gunfight hitting headshots, as well as give you the tightest accuracy cone you can have in the scenario, it's going to give you the highest likelihood with a wide aim assist cone and a tight accuracy cone to have aim assisted bullets that will result in headshots even after firing repeatedly and at long range. The TLDR, without all the jargon, is it's going to hit headshots pretty consistently. This is also going to increase your likelihood of landing shots as headshots when you do get to your paracausal round bullet. You're going to have a big spike in range, which again affects your accuracy and the likelihood and consistency in which you're going to land headshots, especially at range as well. So it's overall very impactful. Funny enough, I think this actually devalues opening shot, which in my god roll guide I did mention as one of the most ideal perks I'd want, simply because you already have an inherent accuracy gain through the range stat. Does it mean opening shots useless? No, it's still probably one of the best perks, and if you're looking to really invest in in-air accuracy, you might want it. But because hand cannons already have a high initial accuracy and Hawkmoon has the ability to boost its own accuracy through the range it gets from hitting headshots, it does devalue opening shot a bit and perhaps open up the opportunity for a different perk like Eye of the Storm, which gives you increased accuracy as soon as you become half health, which might be beneficial and provide a pseudo in-air accuracy buff, as well as for many I'm sure they'd be interested in rangefinder because of the current state of the metagame with 120 RPM hand cannons really being dominant because of their range capabilities. This will give Hawkmoon more agency to actually compete with those as a 140. The highest range stat Hawkmoon with 71 range should be able to 3-tap between 32 and 33 meters. Now if we add on 3 stacks of Paracausal's Charge with the Masterwork and the range boost from that's a simple 3 headshots, we should get an additional plus 3 meters give or take. That gives it a 3-tap range of 36 meters. If we add on rangefinder with that, that'll give another 2 meters of range give or take, so that'll give us a 38 meter 3-tap range. That is pretty good for a hand cannon on top of a lot of the other benefits it has with the range boost effect on accuracy and its already incredibly forgiving, most forgiving aim assist cone. So the mega TLDR here is Hawkmoon's cone game is on point. It's got an incredibly forgiving aim assist cone, but now a tighter, more accurate accuracy cone, which is excellent. This is going to give it great consistency at range, and you should be able to land repeated headshots more frequently and consistently at range now. And with a high range roll with rangefinder, I think that this is going to have an excellent 3-tap range and should be able to compete quite well. So guys, that's what I have to say about the Hawkmoon Masterwork, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.